The college provides, I think, three things that are really important, and the first one on the list here is the one that matters the most, and that is supervisions. If you study at Cambridge, like in any other university, you'll attend lectures, you'll go to seminars. If you're in the sciences, you'll have laboratories. There will be contact time, teaching and learning through those normal means. But in addition, there is another thing which we call supervisions. There's something very similar in Oxford, which they call tutorials. And this is the core of Cambridge's academic offering to undergraduates. And in the end, it's the thing that you're signing up for if you decide to apply. What happens with supervisions is that in every paper or module or unit or option, whatever we want to call it, you're taking, you have a weekly meeting with an academic, a lecturer or a professor, or maybe a graduate student with lots of experience, depending on the subject that you're taking. And that person sets you work. You complete the work during the course of the next week, you hand the work in, they mark it overnight, they see you the following day. And they see you in arts and humanities quite often 1-to-1, 2-to-1, sometimes 3-to-1. Occasionally there might be a group of perhaps 4 or 5-to-1, but if you thought in terms of having a weekly meeting on your own or with one other person, with the lecturer, for everything that you're studying, that would be about right. So in history, my subject, we teach on essentially a weekly basis. We mostly teach 1-to-1. I do some small group teaching as well, but I'll be in lectures, lecturing on my subject, which is political history, medieval history mostly. I'll see the students from all over the university in the faculty, and then the students who I'm teaching directly in supervisions will come to my office each week. I'll set them a reading list, they'll complete the reading, they'll write an essay, they'll hand the essay into me, I'll mark it, I'll see them the following day, usually 1-to-1. There's always some 1-to-1 element, even if we end up having a little bit of group discussion as well. Now, what this system means is that you get incredibly close and detailed feedback on your work right from the moment you arrive, and that continues all the way through. So nowhere else in the world will you have this level of contact, and nowhere else in the world will there be this much attention being paid to your individual academic interests and needs. We can bring you on incredibly quickly. We can focus on the things that you're particularly interested in. We can discuss the questions that perhaps emerged in lectures that maybe you didn't fully understand. There is so much that we can do. And we can flex dimensions of the course around your interests as well. We can even feed that into exams. The courses are very, very flexible in that regard. So it's very focused upon you as a learner. And it's very exciting for us as teachers because we get to work with you individually, we get to know you really well, and you're all very clever people, you work really hard, you have really good ideas. And when we're working even on topics that are part of our own academic research, very often we'll get great inspiration in lots of ways from your insight, from talking to you, from hearing what you think. And it's really exciting. So supervision is what Cambridge is fundamentally about, and that's part of the collegiate structure because it's provided, organised and substantially paid for by the colleges. So your college, the college that you're a member of if you're a student here, arranges your supervisions through your director of studies, the person who is responsible for leading and monitoring your learning. Those supervisions may well take place in your own college, or they may well take place in other colleges, depending upon the particular options that you choose, the specialisms that you have, and the specialisms of the lecturers. So I, for example, I teach for about 20 different colleges, and the students from all of those colleges come over to my office in Churchill for supervisions, and I teach them there. Or very occasionally I might meet them somewhere else, depending on the situation, but it's usually here in Churchill. So you're not tied to college for teaching, but the college organises that teaching and substantially funds it. Of course, you pay your fee, and the fee is significant, but the fee doesn't cover all of your teaching and learning costs. In fact, it covers, if you're a UK or EU student, about half of it. So you get an awful lot of additional academic provision that's provided by the university, essentially from its own academic resources, most of those resources existing in the colleges, and supervision in particular being paid for and organised by the colleges.